What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we decided to try something a little bit different. I've had this list sitting in my deck list on Arena, and I don't remember who it's from, so I apologize for that, but I do know I got the idea at least, or maybe the deck list, from somebody on Twitter, probably about a week ago? Question mark? Don't remember. COVID times are hard to keep track of. But this kind of comes at the format a little bit differently in the way of being an Orzhov Aggro deck that's not really themed. It's just trying to play a bunch of good cards and get the job done, which might be viable. We'll find out. But as usual, remember, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I have a video up. But for now, let's go take it this slightly different looking Orzhov Aggro list. Okay, starting from the top, we've got some giant killers. This card's getting a lot more play recently, mostly because decks are trying to deal with Omnath, but honestly it works well if you're trying to get rid of even stuff from mono green decks. If you want to kill a couple of things in the Gruul decks, it's got a lot of flexibility right now. And worst case scenario, you just play it to tap down a defender, which sometimes is good enough, especially late in the game. Playing a couple of Selfless Saviors. I'm not sure if these really need to be in here or not, or if these would be better just being fight as ones, but you know, I'm willing to give it a go and leave it as it is for now. Play a few Blood Chief's Thirst. This is becoming the removal card if you're playing black. Luminarch Aspirant, you know how I feel about this card, it's just good all around. Same thing with Seasoned Hollowblade, playing some Heartless Axe as removal. Have Null Priest. Why is this card so hard? I goofed that up on the last video too where I played it. Null Priest of Oblivion. And this card actually is okay here. It allows us to get some things out late. It also is just hard to block, which can be a big deal when you already have something like Maul of the Skyclaves on it and they only have one flyer. So there's a few situations where the Menace will come into play here. Some Skyclave Shades. Wasn't sure how many should be played in this list, but it is cool to get to experiment with this and just see if it works. There's the Maul of Skyclaves we were talking about. Some Skyclave Apparitions. This card's good as a removal card, obviously. I think the other thing about this card that's cool is that it can remove non-creature things, which is a thing I think people forget about. But as long as it costs 4 or less, you can remove things even like Clovers if you need to. Then we're playing some Nighthawk Scavengers just as some life gain and kind of a catch-all to block stuff and kill it. Playing a couple of Rankles, some Agadeem's Awakening, and then the rest we just have Plains, a couple of Castle Locthwains, Swamps, full set of Pathways, full set of Temple of Silence. So, nothing real surprising here, but like I said, it's just kind of a bunch of good cards, and I don't know if that's enough or not, but hey, that's why I'm here. Let's go up into the arena and find out. Unfortunately, this one's a trap. We need double black, so gotta get rid of that. This will keep. Get rid of the Skyclave Apparition. And I think... I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Probably overly aggressive, but let's do it. Ah, it wasn't. Playing against mono red, look at that. That makes a world of difference. I'm gonna use this for the 3 life. And then I feel like if we play Aspirant, there's a chance it just gets Bone Crusher Giants, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. We'll just pass. I mean, they could have another Fervent Champ, and then that makes this bad too, but not a lot we can do about it. Yep. Sometimes that just bees the way. Oh well. No blocks. We'll be getting a 3/3 here next turn with the Aspirant that we can block with. Plus, we'll have a Heartless Act if we want it. So it's not the end of the world. This becomes interesting, though. This is getting to where it's protected from most of their stuff. And then we'll just end. I feel like I need to kill something first. Really, I probably should just play Seasoned Hollowblade, actually. Because I'm going to regret this later. That I don't have that to kill like a Torbrand or something. But it is what it is. There's the Bone Crusher Giant. I was wondering where those were. Alright, well the good news is the opponent now has some cards in their graveyard, which makes a big difference. I'm just debating if I want to turn this. What can they do here? Yeah, I think that's the play. Because once we start just gaining enough life, none of the rest of this will matter. Oh, they had a rebuke. Dang. Ah, well. Gambled and I lost. I mean, if the opponent's just going to have it, they have it. Ooh, that's intriguing. Man, I just realized I messed up again. I could have played this on here and had a first striker. Then if they had an Embercleave next turn, this wouldn't even have mattered. Yeah. I'm just playing badly today, y'all. Oh, they just had another rebuke. Well, never mind. Wow. Yeah, and again, had I put them all on there, the creature would have been big enough to not die to rebuke. Alright. Well, the good news is we at least know what's left in the opponent's hand. But not having a Maul there is a pretty big deal. Yeah. I mean, it's what we gotta do. And sadly, we're gonna lose both these creatures, no matter how I do it. Well, not true. I could just throw one of these in front of the Rimrock Knight, I guess. Which wouldn't be the worst thing. I think this is the play. Yeah, really, that last turn is where I lost this. So I can't even blame this on the deck. This is my fault. Opponent's deciding if they're going to use the castle or just play their 4-3. Which they have way more outs here than we do, for sure. Well, that's not the most valuable thing we could have drawn, let me tell you. Yeah, we totally could have won this. Ugh. Misplays, though. Oh yeah, now we're dead. Okay, gonna keep this. Not really sure, but we'll see, depending on what the opponent does. I was gonna say, that's gonna dictate a lot of the flow of this game for us. We already have access to 1, 2, 3, so 4 lands. Now that can go. Depending on what they do, though, I was going to say, I kind of have to figure out how slow or how fast, I guess, we want to play this. But let's go with this for starters. I mean, it's possible I could have went with the Luminarch Aspirant here and see if maybe... Like, we don't know if they're playing black or not. Maybe that was our one chance to sneak it past, like, a Heartless Act. But we also know that Blood Chief's Thirst is super popular anyway. So who knows if it's a thing or not. Oh, this could be a Gruul deck, or it could also be Omnath. So let's find out. I have a feeling this is going to come into play at some point, though. Yep. Here we go. I mean, are we just going to be racing like against an Ugin, probably? I mean, I guess the opponent will already have 2 different types of cards in their yard, though. That's kind of nice. So, I mean, that speeds up the clock a little bit. I mean, again, if they just have a removal card, they have a removal card. Whatever. I mean, they can Omnath and gain some life here if they're playing Omnath. Also, props to them for going with all the fancy lands. But, I mean, yeah, if you have Omnath, use Omnath, gain 4. Force us to have to kill it. We then get in for 7. So they'd just go down to 14 after all that. Nope, they're going to escape to the wilds. I guess see if they can find... Oh, there's 2 Omnaths. Well, that could be some good news, that they won't get to play both of them. And they didn't find an additional land. Either that or they're waiting till they play an Omnath. So, can't read too much into that. I'm going to put that in tapped. Going to go ahead and play this. Trying to decide how I want to split this. I feel like we need to put that counter on the Hollow Blade. Mostly so if they have something that kills a creature, we didn't just waste the counter on the Scavenger. And the opponent's now at 10, so they are in a little bit of a spot where, I mean, I guess they could play a Cobra, play Omnath. If they have another land, gain 4, get another mana. If it's a fetch land, they could have 5 more and play the Escape. But then they'll discard an Omnath, and then we can kill an Omnath. Still attack for a bunch. Alright, so they didn't have a fetch land, I'm assuming. So what's the play here, opponent? I mean, and this will be 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 if they end up countering this and we don't get to kill the Omnath. Alright, there's a Cobra. Makes sense. Don't think it really changes much for me. I think we're still going to kill the Omnath. Though we'll just put the counter on the Hollow Blade. Actually, no. Maybe then we'll put the counter on the Scavenger. And then we'll attack with everything. Oh, they had a Spikefield Hazard. Okay, well. That takes that plan out of the running. Okay, well. I guess the good news is we know we've gotten rid of 2 Omnaths at this point. That's 9 damage. Oh, I thought the opponent might block. That's scary that they didn't, because I was just wondering if I was going to discard this Plains or this other Hollow Blade, because being able to do this could be good to get back. Oh, it exiles it. Never mind. So the only play really is the Hallowed Priest, if something died. Though it does mean we could discard something and get it back. I mean, the opponent could have another escape here. They could ultimatum, which makes sense. Hopefully, if they ultimate them, they don't have something to kill our scavenger. Now, this feels like a trap. What's going on? You just gave up a mana for no reason there? Unless that was a misclick. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I don't feel bad what we've survived and navigated here. But it's like maybe double Bone Crusher on a Nighthawk Scavenger or something. Okay, Ruin Crab to block. Cultivate, sure. I mean, we actually don't mind this. That Cultivate might actually help us. Because they're going to mill some things into the yard. Which could give us an advantage here. So they have 2 unknown cards. 3 mana to work with here. Maybe another Cultivate. Ooh, an Apparition. Need another land before I could have this. Agadeem's like, oh, so we could attempt to get the Apparition back and get rid of something. Alright. I mean, I'm game. Alright, that was it. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll keep. We'll see what happens. Ah, more mono red. That's bad for this hand by a long shot. Alright, we'll at least take that. It's playable. Intimidator. Alright. And we'll pass. Hopefully finding a white mana next turn. That'd be great. Opponent miss a land drop here? I don't know what's going on. Kinda confused. Maybe they're deciding what to do, expecting us to have a removal card here. Which would make a lot of sense. I see. Oh, gosh. Goodness. Okay, well. Kill that. Try to minimize the damage. I mean, we know they're going to get a card here. Not much we can do about it. Oh, Skyclave. Did not want them to have that. That sort of helps us. I mean, it does buy us time. I mean, we could have a straight-up sacrificial Rankle if it came down to it. Wouldn't be my preferred option, but it is a thing we could have happen. Jeez. Okay, well, without getting that double white, which we have a ton of white sources, we're kind of in trouble here. Alright, we're at 10. Alright, that's a start. If the opponent doesn't have land, we'll only be taking 2. I say only. I mean, we are at pretty low life and can be in a lot of trouble to a lot of cards. And if they kill this, they do get a 3/3 back. Yep. So that's a thing. Alright, but we only took 1 damage, so we do know there's a giant waiting, though. Just a 2/3, huh? Alright, so we do this. Do this. Turn this into a 4. And then hope they don't have a Thunderous Rebuke. Royal Eruption, and then they're going to shoot it with a Bone Crusher. Golly. Well, sometimes when they just have it, y'all. I mean, like, not a lot to really be done on some days. Okay, so we can Apparition to get rid of the token. We can turn this into a 3/3. We know what their hand is. If we remove the token, we have no loss if this dies. Then we get a Rankle. Alright. Oh, we have to move a non-token. Dang it. Alright, I guess we'll take that and force them to do something. How do I want to do this, actually? Because if we block and take 4, if we block the Hellhound, we get the opponent to tap out. Well, effectively not add anything else to the board. We would take 1. Actually, yeah, let's do this. I mean, we'll go to 1, so we die to a bunch of things. Like, even them just drawing a... Oh, no, because they'll get this token, but they'll get a 1/1 back, though. That doesn't really work. Okay. We have to hope to draw a creature, I guess. I guess last turn would have been better to just play Rankle plus Aspirant. That was a mistake, actually. Yep. It's not going to do it. I'm going to keep this. I think it's fine. Mostly we have 2 temples here, so we can kind of set up some turns. Yeah, I'll take that. Now, what I don't mind here is that we can, like, play Skyclave if something happens to it. We can play a land, play it again, you know, do that whole song and dance. Now, these turns are tough because it's kind of like, all right, what are you doing next turn? Like, are we going to be staring at Questing Beast? Or is this some of your only mana? You know? And I don't know that answer. But I'm also not sure if I just want to kill it now or not. And I think I do. So let's go for it. Alright, there's a Cobra. Mana to play. Dog. Is this like Naya Winota? That would make sense. If so, I'm going to need more help next turn. Or else we're just going to get blown up. Oh, so many lands. Yeah, if it's just land Winota, there's not anything we can do here. We're just going to get beat. Oh no. Primal Might. Okay. Legit. Yeah, might as well get it. Okay. Let's go with... a Howlblade and a Shade. And then we'll just pass, see what happens. Alright, this is probably where we get beat up. At least that would be my assumption. But they're not getting red mana, so maybe not. This is something completely different. Ooh, a Baneslayer Angel. Okay. So this is just legit Selesnya Aggro things. Okay, then. Then let's play this here on our Hollow Blade. And we'll probably just pump our aspirin at this point. No attacks. I mean, our Hollow Blade's big enough right now to go toe-to-toe with the Baneslayer. If it gets counters, that's a different story. But we can at least give it protection, or indestructible, so we'll see what happens here. Uh-oh. Man. Don't have it, please. There's so many things I could have here. Like the new Inscription of Abundance, that could be bad. And almost any, well, yeah, exact. I would say any of the fight things. Oh, well, they just chose to do that. That's, yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't you let something? Thought you just put counters on it. That's not at all what I thought was going to happen. Do I even care about killing that? I don't think so anymore. I think we have bigger plans. We'll just... I mean, yeah. I mean, if we're racing, I'll take my 9+ attack next turn and see what happens here. Preserver, cool. This is gonna be bad. Yep. Alright, so they're tagging for 8 to put us down to 7. Not a major... Oh, well, that makes it a lot easier now. Gonna do this now in case they have, like, Ranger's Guile or something silly. Attack. And then we'll just pass. Man, this was a weird storm to have to weather here. Almost got in trouble because I assumed the deck was something it wasn't, and some plays almost didn't work out. Another questing beast, okay. They can put a counter on the Preserver, but it doesn't do much here. So we're okay with that. Ooh. Need another mana. Because right now I can only get one thing that costs 2. But that's all I have in the art is things that cost 2 anyway, so... I could do that. Actually, it doesn't really matter, though. Let's just... Well, we're only at 7, though. That is a little bit dangerous. Just gonna attack with this. So now I have 2 blockers, even if for some reason they get a, like, Primal Might or something. Because they could Primal Might make this a 7/7. But then we'd be able to block. And then we'd get 2 things back with the Agadeem's Awakening, and then that should be enough. Alright, sounds good. Alright, now we can just get a Shade back that's big. Or we could just get Hollow Blade and a Giant Killer back. One, two, three, four. And if we attack with both, no, not quite enough yet. This is okay. They didn't block. Wow, I thought they were going to. Okay, well then I guess I'll get Giant Killer and Hollow Blade back. For 2. Giant Killer, Hollow Blade. Alright. It's going to be pretty hard to lose from here. Well, Gargaroth is nice. But, I mean, they'll get to gain 3. But our Aspirant will first strike. Oh, actually, no, they don't even get to block because we can just tap it with the Giant Killer. Or do we even want to? That's the other question. Yeah, they're gonna attack, get a card. Oh, wow. I mean, this has reach too, obviously. That can stay. Not gonna play the Shade here, because I want to spend my mana. I mean, I guess we can play it and not kick it, right? Alright, that seems fine. Okay. Well, this is a hand that's good if my opponent has creatures. I mean, if they don't, this hand's pretty terrible. But we'll find out real fast. Oh, they're just going heavy on the lifelink action? Alright, I'm going to see if we can just weather down their creatures here in the early going. I mean, if they play a Hollow Blade, I guess we'll play a Hollow Blade. Oh, this is what we're doing. Oh, boy. Alright. I'm assuming we're going to start seeing some, All That Glitters? Nope. Okay. Not at all going the way I thought it was going to, but sure. Don't know if I should kill one of these or not. I don't even know what they're going to be playing that I'm worried about protecting against, but sure. This might be some of our only opportunities to get them. Well, that's a thing. So they're just playing straight up life gain. Okay. Good to know. I mean, we get to do that too. Another Banishing Light? Alright. Alright, well, the good news is they don't really have threats here. Yeah, not interested in blocking, that's for sure. Just have lands, opponent. That'd be great. Actually, a land means they get to start making tokens. Okay. A 1/2 is actually relevant here. They obviously don't have many things we're going to be able to kill with this, so... And all we can do is try to race. And so far, we're hitting harder, so that's a benefit for us. All they have is creatures in their graveyard, right? Yeah, so... Even a Nighthawk's not super here. And all we have is removal cards in our graveyard. Ooh, there's a Speaker. Good news is, though, we're attacking with fires, keeping the Speaker largely under control. So we don't have to worry about that too much. I'm not playing the Shade yet, because I feel like we need it to be a 5/3 for it to be effective here. Otherwise, it's just going to die, and we're going to get nothing from it. Oh no, a glass casket. Well, that sucks. Now I wish I would have played the Shade. Okay, fair enough. They don't want to attack, obviously. Well, that's not bad either. This is interesting. I don't know if I want to draw a card or not against them here. I feel like no. But I am willing to discard, because us discarding this doesn't hurt, because we were trying to set up a situation where we need to draw a land to play it anyway. So we definitely want to discard. Do we want to sacrifice a creature? Probably not. There's not enough to be gained from that. So just that. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, okay. They just needed to use a card. I was just like, oh man, what's happening? Like, that's good to know, though. That is good to know. Also means we have the Speaker way under control here. This is crazy. This is a deck that people are playing ranked with. Like, I'm assuming it has, like, Heliod's and stuff in here. Another glass casket. Alright. That'll get rid of Giant Killer, I assume. Yep. Does make a small bit of difference, because it does mean we won't be able to sacrifice creatures as easily here. To Rankle's ability. So I'm just trying to decide if it's better to block the Speaker or to block this. And I think to block this. Because if we do get something later and we want to kill the Speaker or something, it does make it more difficult. Opponent goes to 14 here. Apparition is nice. We're going to attack, use none of the abilities. Force the opponent to draw more Banishing Lights, I guess, at this point. Okay, their Hallowed Priest isn't gonna weigh much on this fight, honestly. Alright. None of the abilities. And should be about a turn away from locking this up. Yep, that's not going to do it. Yep, you can gain some life. We have a bunch of things that could be winners. That is not one of... Well, yeah, that works too, I guess. And then we'll just attack. Each player draws and discards. I don't know what to make of this. Like, I kind of wanted it to... Like, it's weird. When it started out, I was kind of thinking, this isn't going to be as much fun as just playing the Orzhov Clerics deck. But then, as the games went on, I was like, oh, well, maybe this does actually have some staying power and have a few tricks to it. And the sideboard's actually reasonably flexible, so maybe... like, I don't know. I sort of feel like if I want to play this type of deck, I'm probably just going to play the Clerics. But maybe that's just because I prefer that style of deck, not necessarily because the outright power of the deck is better or worse, truthfully. But, you know, make of it what you will. I have a hard time judging this one. I believe, if I remember correctly, the thread I saw that had this on it, the person said they had done well with it. They had gotten either to Diamond or Mythic playing it. So... You know, and we did pretty well. I mean, I did play badly one game, and, you know, we got lucky one game, but overall, the deck did hold its own. So, I don't know. Make of that what you will. I'm going to leave that in your court. I don't have a strong recommendation one way or the other on this one. It's probably a playstyle thing, but, you know, figure out what works for you. Also, again, just to clarify stuff from yesterday, if you watched that video... I was just pointing out why you don't have more creators trying decks that are different and unique, because it's about views, and ultimately stuff like this doesn't get a lot of views. So if you would be so kind, please share this in your social circles or your Facebook groups or Twitter or whatever, and just get people to put eyes on it. That being said, let me know what you think about this kind of deck. I'm kind of all over the place on it, and I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I sort of will probably play some more games with it in the ladder. Which is something I don't do too often with a lot of the decks I put up, but I kind of do want to just put this one through the paces a little bit more and try to clean it up and figure it out some. Remember, if you haven't, please like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I have video up, and don't forget, down in the description, you can download this deck list, you can get a link to my Twitch, to my Twitter, to my Discord, and if you want to get something for yourself and still support me, I have cool merchandise you can check out, so please do that. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.